Hi, this is IK. Welcome to PHP, from PHP to React. Redux Toolkit CRUD, part 7. When dispatch fetch post without Thunk, we dispatch action creator. Action creator return action. But here, when we dispatch fetch post Thunk function, fetch post is Thunk function. Thunk function don't return object. Thunk function is there is a lot of job. Activate other function. The best explanation when we see code of fetch post Thunk function. Let's see that post slice. Fetch post. When we call fetch post, dispatch call, there is a parameter fetch post, and it is we dispatch fetch post. Fetch post is a Thunk function. It is called, but what is it? It is create asynchron Thunk function. We start create asynchron Thunk function, and that create asynchron Thunk function, there is a two parameter. It means we call a function, and this function asynchron Thunk, create asynchron Thunk, there is a two parameter post fetch post here in this situation is one, comma, and other is asynchron arrow function, asynchron arrow function, a keyword asynchron, and wait means that we can code simplest code, but concretely await means that we wait result of asynchron request. Again, create asynchron Thunk. There is a two parameter. One parameter is a string, post fetch post. We will see what means that string. And the second parameter is asynchron arrow function. And that asynchron arrow function have a constant response equal await. Await means await until asynchron process finished. Where is asynchron? Axios.get is asynchron request. Asynchron request function. And asynchron request function, in the end, return response data because of await. And when you look at these curly brackets, it is finished. Here it is this curly brackets and this curly brackets. It means that in the end of this process, we have two members here inside curly brackets, inside the result of asynchron function and the result asynchron request. We have a string response, string post fetch post, and after comma, a result of all this would be response data, and it would be data from remote server. Concretely, it is post array. Okay, we have post array if all is okay, if is option fulfilled. And we have string, and we have a post. This string, and here is a post array post. When we look at construction of arrow function, parameter, there is no parameter. This arrow is instead of name of keyword function. And in curly brackets, we have, when all process finished, in curly brackets, we have a result response.data. It is posts. We have post fetch post, and we have posts array. Response data post. We know, but we don't see that continuously how something go in other. Here is all clear, but we don't see how response data go, it is post, concretely post, go to object.add case. We don't see how, okay, let's get see a continuous of, let's get see part of this Thunk function. Down. Here we see extra reducers, builder, parameter builder. And in here in curly brackets we have object builder and method add case. Pending fetch post coming from string. In Thunk function fetch post, there is this is fetch post. Here is fetch post. Here is post fetch post. But down we coding fetch post dot pending. Why pending? Here is a fulfilled, fetch post fulfilled, and down fetch post rejected. Who does it fall that pending, fulfilled, rejected, fall here from nowhere, from blue sky? No, it is middleware dictate us that we must code pending, fulfilled, and rejected. Middleware, Thunk function, middleware produce that word, pending, fulfilled, and rejected. And these constructions, fetch post pending, it is dot pending, it is directive of middleware. Here is fetch post fulfilled. It is construction what create middleware. Also, we look at now this add case fulfilled, for example. Builder dot add case method of builder object build. We know that builder is object, but that builder coming with a Redux Toolkit, and concretely Redux Toolkit give us a post slice function. Pardon, create slice function, and that create slice function, there is a builder object, and builder object there is a method add case. And we see here we must program this, for example, fulfilled. We add case, there is a this function, there is a two parameter. Here is a comma is meaning of finished one parameter. It's here. Fetch post fulfilled is action type. And this construction, second parameter, add case, fetch post fulfilled, and undo, I delete comma. And second parameter is arrow function with parameter state and action. And in side of curly brackets, we have that code, what we see here, is we have instructions what to do with payload. It is response.data, action payload. And here is the state status succeeded. And it is a reducer. It is a reducer. A reducer have state and the action. But look at now. We don't see action object. Action is action object. And the action object, we don't see coding action object with two properties. One is a type of action type, and second is action payload, type and payload. But only we see here action. But that action is object would have two properties. One property is fetch post fulfill. This fulfill means reducer will know with his instruction reducer what to do. Concat payload. Concat payload. But again, we don't see action object, but we see action. We see action payload here, and we see fetch post fulfilled here, but how we can know that it is properties of this action? But it is. And practically, we have here a copy of state. Concretely, now it is initial state. Practically, here is a payload. And payload and copy of initial state would be concat. Concat. And result of that would be a new state. IMR library will create copy of state post, and to that copy concat action payload. Again, what we don't see what middleware create, but we must know theory, conceptual. Why we want Redux? Redux, we want like something highest level for global state, that we don't need to take care about component, what is higher level, what is component, what component is parent, what component is child. When we have a Redux, global state we have in Redux. But that Redux is full manager of state. And Redux have to know what happened with the data in asynchronous process. But Redux don't understand asynchronous process, only synchronized process. And because of that, programmers in Meta construct middleware code, what we don't see. We see only Thunk function, And when we dispatch from component Thunk function, we dispatch, it is synchronized process. But Thunk function the, is constructed wrap asynchronous request, and that Thunk function, there is a string what will be type of action, and that Thunk function will have a asynchronous request, and the result of that promise object, asynchronous request return promise object, and promise object have response data, dot data. It is payload, and all that go to builder, extra reducer, object builder, add case method, but we don't know how, and it is not important for us. It is declarative programming. And when we know conceptual what happened, we like it because we don't need type a lot of boilerplate, a lot of code again and again. No, here we type only that what we see here. Uh, Action. Always we spoke it is action. Here is state, but it is copy of state. And this action, when we compare with this copy, it is really payload. Copy of state and payload uh, go in this equation. And fetch post fulfilled is right here. And how it goes to action object, we don't know here. We don't have here step-by-step process of middleware. And it is all React like that. And it is all what you like when you understand what we need. Redux don't understand asynchronous process, only synchronize. Uh, dispatch function coming from React Redux package. Uh, let's get see post list. Use dispatch hook coming from use dispatch React Redux. It means that use dispatch from use dispatch we have dispatch function, what is method of store. Use dispatch. Here it is. We created function. Use dispatch return constant dispatch here, but it is dispatch return function dispatch, what is method of store. And because it is from package React Redux, and Redux is only understand synchronized, dispatch is synchronized. It means that dispatch is always synchronized because cannot be dispatched, cannot access store of Redux, must be synchronized. And from post list, we have dispatch fetch post. That dispatch is synchronized. And dispatch send to like method take dispatch fetch post. When we have when we don't need asynchron, instead of fetch post we have a creator, action creator, and the action creator return action and dispatch action to store to reducer. But now we have not add creator, but fetch post. It is a creator asynchron thunk function. And that thunk function, there is a possibility that by help, by M of middleware, that create asynchron request. It means again function, create function, what return, asynchron request, return promise and return response data, concretely payload. And in that moment when finished process of asynchron request, thunk function dispatch that action, concretely action, and every dispatch is synchronized. It means that the dispatch type, action type pending, dispatch action type fulfilled, dispatch action type rejected, all that dispatch is synchronized. Okay, again, from component, from here, we synchronize dispatch fetch post, but fetch post don't go synchronize, don't return object, but return function, asynchron request function. And the result of that, response of that, if all is okay, would be payload. And from that fed thunk function with middleware, create async action type, create, there is a payload, together it is action object, and in final, from this synchronized dispatch, fetch post, we have two more dispatch pending. It is beginning of asynchronous request, and dispatch fulfilled or rejected. It means two dispatch. This one dispatch, fetch post, create two dispatch, pending and fulfilled or rejected, and all that dispatch is synchronized. How it is coding? It is all about middleware, all about thunk function and middleware, and we don't need know it. It is declarative programming. Dispatch is synchronized, but thunk function go asynchron, send request asynchron, and the result of that dispatch to store, to reducer. A reducer need only payload, practically, but need also what to do with payload. And string action type said what to do. But again, builder, add case, it is all here like some declare, but all about that is in middleware and connected in middleware, and in final process we need a copy of state. We have state, reducer have initial state and always have state, because every action coming give action payload, and that payload make some action with make some equation with existing state, but copy of existing state, and the result of that is a new state. Again, coming action, again action payload, and string. It means that in a reducer we have copy of state in input and payload practically, but of course type of action is some other path don't visible to us, and where and who would be instructed by that what to do. And complete post slice is about reducer, is about middleware, but we must know, it is important to know reducer. Reducer, there is a two input and one output. One input is a copy of state, output is actual state, and action payload practically, but there is action type, what instruct reducer what to do with the payload and copy of state. It is immutable way of mutation. When we copy of state, mutate, change with action payload, it is new state. And the actual state don't touch, go after process, go in archive. Okay, it's all for this video. Thank you for watching this video.